We are preparing in our workshop a frame for this canvas. I'm going to tell you in a very simple way, showing very well all the steps we're going to follow, how you have to do it. Look, the first thing is to clean the molding. We have chosen this type of molding, which has a good depth of rabbet, that leaves enough space to accommodate the canvas that we are going to use. The first, and most important thing, is to take good measures. These measurements will correspond to the following. Watch carefully. We take the measurement of the canvas. We have a measure of 41,5 centimeters, 16,2 inches approximately. We have to give it some clearance so that when we assemble it, it is mobility and not too tight. This way the fabric will never be deformed. Keep in mind that we are working with wood. Natural wood will suffer deformities that can affect the artwork. In this case, as it is a canvas, you must always give it some more space, because of the folds of the fabric. In the case of framing posters we will need clearance as well, but lower than what we're going to give now. This measure that we have taken, we have to transfer it from the rabbet. As you can see, where the miter cut is made, from that point we will put the meter. Now inside the rabbet is where we mark 41.5. Now, what you have to do with the disc of the tool that we're going to use to cut is to go through here. And the miter will come in this way. From the bottom. That way. As you can see, if we had marked on this edge, or on this one, the measure would not be the same. Let's cut. Now what we have to do is to change the position of the machine because we're going to do a reverse miter cut to the one we did before. We put the machine in 45 degrees but with the disc oriented in the opposite position. To see it easier, what we're going to do is use the laser line. Well, our first piece is done. Let's check with the canvas that the measure we have given, it is good. If you look closely, it stays perfectly. It also leaves us some slack. Let's cut the next one with this piece as a model. This operation of changing the disc of the machine is done in case your molding, the one you are going to use, had any shape. If it is a flat molding like this, it is not necessary to change position of the machine's disc. You can simply change the molding directly. Well, we put the molding there. We adjust all this point. And we mark on this one. We always mark in what way we have to use the disc to avoid mistakes. Alright, our first two pieces are ready. Now let's do the same with the short side of the canvas. You can put it directly on a molding and mark with a pencil. Let's do it on these two pieces we have here. We make the same pieces we did before. Well, now we have all the pieces ready. What we have to do is assemble them. We are going to see how we can assemble them using tools adapted to DIY. As you can see, all the miters fit well. What we're going to do is to use a wood glue and also a mechanical element of union, some staples. Look, with a regular upholsterer or stapler we can manage to do it. Let's start by applying the wood glue. First we apply it here, on the joint. A little bit, We don't have to apply it too much either. When we put them together, what we're going to do is rub them, so that the wood glue adheres well. Now let's hold a part of the molding with a clamp. We stapling the pieces. Okay, we've already put a few. Let's go to the next one. These types of staples are not the ones used in the most industrial processes. You can also opt for the most traditional way, that is to put a couple of nails this way. Hammer a nail through here and another one through here. From this side of the molding. That way it will be more resistant. If the canvas has a lot of weight, if it is larger work than this one, what we are going to do is put some joining plates in the shape of a corner, screwed to the frame. This system cannot be used for large pieces. We apply some glue. Here what we're going to do is put at both ends. We're going to hold it as we did before, with the clamp. And we staple. It's a pretty simple task. You just have to join the pieces together. Now the own pressure of the staples is exerting force so that the molding opens at the top. Can you see it? Over here? There, if we push in the center, the molding opens. What we're going to do, as it needs a drying time of about 24 hours, because it is wood glue, we're going to put it with a band clamp to make joints with wood glue. It has two quick adjust side levers for locking and releasing belt tension. We place a plastic reinforcement in every corner. Now what we have to do is break one of the tips. For example, with this blue lever we break it. With this other, we pull until I have a slight pressure. And we're breaking, too. Now to give it all the pressure it needs, we use the handle. As you can see, all the miter joints have already been closed, and the piece is fully attached. As I told you, we're going to wait 24 hours until it's dry. We have not let it dry 24 hours in this case. But I think enough time has passed and it's already dry enough to show how to finish the assembly. Let's remove the band clamp. Let's loosen it. And let's see. We put the canvas inside. As you can see, we have the slack we talked about before. It is important that this slack is well distributed throughout the assembly. Now, to fix it, what we're going to do is draw some bridges with the staples that will join the canvas with the frame. You don't need to put a lot of them. If you put 3 on each side, it is enough. And now on the other sides. Ready. We already have the canvas framed. We just need to put a few hooks and hang it on the wall.